campaign.
And then I'll come back to me, and then I'll go down to the other two members that are here. Senator Paul.
Thank you, and thank you for coming today. I grew up in Texas on the Gulf Coast, so I know a lot about hurricanes from personal experience, but we appreciate all of you trying to help in the aftermath of a terrible hurricane. Question for Secretary Donovan. Do you think that Sandy relief funds ought to be spent on TV ads?
I assume what you're referring to, Senator, is that there has been an effort in a number of states, not just in Sandy, but historically as well, in many, many prior storms to encourage economic development. And we did see a small amount of CDBG money that was used for a economic development campaign to encourage people back to the beaches.
Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
The evidence
that relief funds on TV ads.
The evidence that we have seen is that those campaigns are effective in growing economic development in those areas, and therefore they actually reduce the cost of recovery to the federal government.
I don't think we need to argue about whether ads work. Ads work, but do you think ads for Sandy relief should be spent on TV ads? No. I mean, good idea, bad idea?
As I said, we looked at the evidence, and we have seen that it encourages economic development.
My understanding is that y'all had to give a waiver to do this.
Senator, if I could, the Community Development Block Grant is a very flexible program. This is clearly within the legal boundaries of what Congress has determined the program can be used for, and it was demonstrated to us that this could be an effective tool and actually lower the cost to the federal government.
It gives a little bit of a black eye to something that maybe a lot of it's going to a good purpose. But I would say that if I were in your position, I would have said, no, we're not going to spend ads. Here's another problem. Some of these ads, people running for office put their mug all over these ads while they're in the middle of a political campaign. In New Jersey, $25 million was spent on ads that included somebody running for political office. You think there might be a conflict of interest there. That's a real problem. And that's why when people who are trying to do good and trying to use taxpayers' money wisely, they're offended to see our money spent on political ads. That's just offensive. In New York, you actually have a rule. They're not allowed to do it. So New York did the same thing, which I still object, but at least they didn't put someone's face on the ad and their family, and it looks like a bio ad. I think, oh, yeah, come to New Jersey, but it's like, I don't want to pay for ads for someone's advertising out of Sandy Relief Fund. It gives the whole thing a black eye. But it isn't just Sandy Relief Funds. We spent $684 million advertising for Obamacare. Well, it's a fairly contentious issue that was very partisan and passed by one party. Should we then get to spend taxpayer money advertising for political purposes? I don't think a penny of taxpayer money should go to advertising, TV advertising. Here's the other criticism. People have pointed out it's taken a while for some of the money to get to people. I think it was like one article said one house or one homeowner in one instance coming from your department, yet the money to TV advertisers sure got through pretty quickly. When people want to advertise and promote themselves, all of a sudden, boom, money's on TV and so's their ad. So I would just ask that all of you who are civil servants, and I know you want to do the right thing, reconsider whether or not it's a good idea. My understanding is it took a waiver from your office to use these grants for this, and that TV ads had to be approved in that sense by your office. The other thing is that there have been community development grants given to something called a river festival in Manhattan. I sure hope that none of this money is going to it and that I don't find out in a year that the River Festival got money for this, because the River Festival is full of all kinds of great and groovy things like performance art, a bunch of people showing up and holding their cell phone up, playing the same songs. That would be a lot of fun. I'd love to attend that, but I hope we're not going to find that Sandy relief money went to stuff like that, because as you said, community block grants can go to anything.